Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In this video, we're going to talk about the fact that when you're under mind control, you cannot make righteous decisions. You can make wholesome decisions according to the laws of the matrix, but you cannot make righteous decisions, because all of the decisions that you make are from the perspective of the matrix. It's from the perspective of your mind being influenced and driven by the matrix. So you can't make righteous decisions. You're under mind control. Every decision that you make is influenced. Every decision that you make has a motive that may not be in your best interest. It may seem like it's in your best interest because you're judging the decision that you're making based off the toxic environment, the poisonous environment of the matrix. You're basing that decision off your environment. And your environment is not righteous. Your environment is toxic. It is poison. So when you say, I did my best, you did your best according to the matrix. You made the best decision according to the matrix. You fed your children the type of food that you thought was the best according to the matrix. See? And so when I use the word the matrix, I'm talking about the system that is eating you alive. Even when you think you're doing your very best, you're doing your very best, the person or the system that you're comparing it to is terrible. It's poisonous. So your best is comparing it to somebody who's doing their worst. That's what your best is compared to. You're not comparing your best to somebody who's doing their best, and so on and so forth. You're comparing your best to someone that's doing their worst. So of course you're going to look better, but it's not your best because you have nothing to compare it to that's righteous. And you know that if you compared it to something that's righteous, it's going to take a lot more work. It's going to take a lot more effort. See, that's like going to the gym or seeing somebody in shape. You're looking at that person. You're saying, I'm good enough. At least I'm not that bad. I'm not that bad off as this person over here. So I'm good enough as I am. Take me as I am, because I'm not as bad as this person over here. But you're still not doing your best. Because you're supposed to be comparing yourself to someone who's doing their best in that category. So you're under mind control. You've been manipulated to think that you're doing your best. You've been psyop. You're reading a whole bunch of propaganda. You're listening to a whole bunch of destructive messages. You've been fed misinformation. You've been fed disinformation. So you don't even know what your best is. You're comparing your best to someone who's doing worse than you. That's what your best is. Since you survived, you figured that was good enough. I made it. So I'm not going to try to go in, I'm not going to try harder because I made it. I survived. But once you tap into the universe, once you tap into the high frequency of the earth, you will realize that you've been cheating yourself. And the matrix has been holding you back, been poisoning your mind, poisoning your food, poisoning your environment, poisoning your water, poisoning your children, poisoning your pets, poisoning your whole family. The well has been poisoned. Once you realize that you have not been doing your best, you did not do your best. Once you realize that, you can come to terms with this predicament, the dilemma that you're currently in. Then you can start healing. But you first must come to terms and know that you did not do your best. You did your best according to a flawed system. You ran as fast as you could according to a flawed measurement. You jumped as high as you could according to a flawed. It's flawed. The calculator was broken. The measurement was tampered with. See? So you can't measure your abilities with a damaged calculation. A flawed calculation with something that has been tampered with and designed to hold you back. See, everything is mathematical. See, what is 100%? 100% is a mathematical equation for you to stop. That's mental. You've been manipulated to think that. Oh, you can't go past 100%? Yeah, you can. Sure you can. See? So that's what I'm saying, guys. When I say you're under mind control, to think that you're doing your best, that you did your best, no. You did okay. You did average, according to that person over there, or that guy over there, who's striving harder and going further, who's more disciplined. If you ask Michael Jordan, could he have been better? He's going to say yes. If you ask David Goggins, could he have gone harder? He's going to say yes. If you ask Michael Phelps, could he have swam faster? He's going to say yes. If you ask Peyton Manning, if he could have played better, played harder, ran faster, he's going to say yes. If you ask Usain Bolt, if he could have run faster, run harder, trained harder, had a better time, he's going to say yes. No one that's a professional, that's looking for perfection, is going to say they did their best and they done. See, guys, so you cannot that's why you have superior athletes and superior beings that keep going further and further and further. This record they break this record, they break that record, they do better, they get faster, they jump higher. Because you have these people with these minds that push themselves further and further. Because they tapped in. They tapped into another dimension, another level of excellence. At one point, they said no one could run a marathon. They said you would die if you ran more than 24 miles. See, guys, so you cannot let the matrix dictate your level. You have to realize that you are being psyoped. The food that you're eating is garbage. The water that you're drinking is poisonous. Unless you're drinking spring water. I'm not talking about that purified tap water crap. That's tap water, guys. You need to be meditating and concentrating and focusing on becoming your higher self. You have to resurrect your consciousness, guys. You are adulterated. And since you continue to eat garbage food, your body is poison, your mind is poison. So you can't think. You can't think straight. You're not thinking rationally. You're thinking like a savage. And you're pursuing something that's not going to benefit you when you get to your higher self. You're thinking in your lower self right now. You're thinking unconsciously because that's where the program has its power, when you're unconscious. The mind never stops sending and receiving messages. The mind never stops. When you're asleep, the mind is still working. It's processing all the crap that you have listened to throughout the day. It's processing the garbage that you have eaten. It's processing the thoughts that you have thought about throughout the day. That's why you must always think positive thoughts. Be positive and productive in your thoughts. Positive, productive thoughts. Because your mind never stops. So once you change the way you think, the mind, the brain will start processing your environment with a different frequency. See, guys? So, no, guys, I'm just showing you something. I'm just telling you. Like, you have to realize that all the traditions, all the standards, all these things are limiting your beliefs, your imagination. All the rituals, the ceremonies, all that stuff is creating your reality for you. Because you thought you was done when you graduated from high school. Oh, that's it. I graduated from high school. No. And then you graduated from college. You thought you was done when you graduated from college. And then you realize, like, you're never done. You thought you was done when you had your first child, when you got that job. Then you say, man, I'm in a really bad position right now. I've made these accomplishments, but every time I make an accomplishment, it's a setback. I graduated from college, now I got to find a job. Now I got debt. Now I found a job. Now I'm committed to this job. I bought a house. Now I'm committed to the house. I've had a child. Now I'm committed to my child. All these commitments. I'm in a corner. I backed myself in a corner. See. So you get all these rituals and all these ceremonies and all these traditions and all this stuff that's mind control, that's controlling your whole life. Your whole life is based around rituals and ceremonies, from weddings to parties to traditions to the way you dress, the way you think, the food that you eat, the sacrifices that you must make. You got to sacrifice this animal. You got to sacrifice this. You got to sacrifice the turkey. Like Thanksgiving, that's a sacrifice. You sacrificing the turkey. Then you're sacrificing to the god of greed, the god of gluttony. See, guys, the Christmas, the Easter bunny, all of that stuff that like no one said that you had to participate in, but you feel obligated to it. The gifts and the eggs and all this stuff. All that's mind control to keep you constantly distracted with traditions, ceremonies, rituals, these commitments. It's constant distraction. The NFL, sports, NBA championships, the March Madness, they attach all these names to this stuff. Spring breaks and all this stuff, they attach these names to get you caught up. Monday Night Football, and I mean it's one thing after another to make sure that you are seduced into thinking that you have to participate in all this stuff. It's mind control. And it's very, very difficult to break away from this stuff. If you've been doing it half your life or your whole life, it's very difficult to break away from your commitment, your loyalty to these rituals and ceremonies and traditions. It's very hard to break away from that stuff, because now you raise your children to be participating in it. So they're gonna be like, "Mommy, Daddy, are we going to do this tradition or this ritual?" Halloween, that's another one, another ritual. What are you worshiping? What are you doing? You eating a whole bunch of garbage and candy. Valentine's Day, another tradition, ritual. You got to go flowers and candy, more candy and junk. Easter, more chocolate and candy and junk. See how these ceremonies, all of them involve spending your money in excess and eating poison. I just named 3 ritual ceremonies or traditions that involve spending money, eating junk, and poisoning yourself. Easter, Valentine, and what was the other one? I can't remember what the other one was. But that's what they all involve. Spending money, eating candy and sugar and a whole bunch of junk. See? It's mind control. So guys, break the spell that you're under, that the matrix has you under a spell. And it's driving you to destroy yourself. You're going to eat all this crap, all these hot dogs and hamburgers and all this candy and all this garbage you're eating and all this drinking all this cow's milk from toxic cows. You're drinking all this garbage, eating all this ice cream and cakes. Break the spell. And all you're going to do is get yourself cancer. You're going to eat yourself right into a cancer cell. Because then you're stressed out. You got to go to the doctor. You got to have health care. You're smoking your cigarettes. Because you're under mind control. You're being influenced. You're under a spell. And it's driving you crazy. You don't realize it. Your body's screaming out to you, stop the madness. Your kidneys is screaming, stop the madness. Your lungs are screaming to you, stop smoking. You're coughing up phlegm. Your livers are screaming, stop the drinking. Your heart is screaming, stop eating donuts, ice cream, and cookies every day. Your mind, your brain is screaming like, stop consuming all of this garbage in your brain and stop taking drugs. Stop having these dopamine hits all day long. I can't take it no more. See, guys, you're under mind control. Propaganda, mind control, manipulation, gaslighting. That's you. Okay, guys, until next time, guys, keep your mind clean, keep your body clean, keep your diet clean, keep your car clean, and keep your home clean, guys. Download and deploy your anti-mind virus software, debug and unplug from the matrix. Guys, drink plenty of spring water to flush out the toxins, the chemicals, and the poisons in the food supply. You are being poisoned. You've been micro-poisoned every day. And since you're operating in your unconscious state, you're also poisoning your children and your pet. Guys, get it together. Until next time, guys, I'm Countryman777, and I'm signing off. Peace.